Yo, what's up, people? This is Knowledge. Outside enjoying this lovely day. Come to talk to you real quickly about the Nikon D5100, and really don't make a difference what camera DSLR that you have. Just to come talk to you a little bit about a couple of things that you can do that will make your video a little bit better. Um, this is for the Nikon heads out there, the Nikon hack that I just downloaded and actually put onto my camera 2 days ago, where I'm able to control the shutter speed, the aperture, and the ISO, which is very, very important because I was getting real, I can say, frustrated with the camera because it was so limited in video mode. And that was the whole reason I got into DSLR, was basically for video. And now that I'm able to have these capabilities, unlocked, uh, so now the sky is the limit. Instead of having to, you know, play around with the ISO and trick the camera to do certain things. Also, what I'm using right now is a wireless um, lapel mic. Now, this is a Cognic. I got it for 11 bucks off of eBay. It's probably not the greatest of quality, but it is giving me hands-free capability where I don't have to, I don't have to have the microphone linked up to me through a wire, where I can actually move around and do things like this. I'm shooting right now with a 50 millimeter 1.8 Nikon lens. Okay, I have it open right now to 2.8, which is giving me good focal length. I can open up all the way and have the background blown out, but I'll probably be out of focus at that point. Also, I'm using a neutral density filter, and I'm shooting flat picture style. Well, basically taking all the sharpness out of the image, all the contrast basically out of the image, and a lot of the saturation. I kept the hue and the balance of the brightness basically where in the standard, So, and I can and basically that enables me to, when I go into my program, I'm able to go ahead and play around with the colors, put different color grades on top of my picture that I'm shooting now, and you see more vibrant color. So maybe during the editing and putting this video up, I will, show you a couple of styles. Maybe I probably won't. But basically just wanted to come to you and talk to you about DSLR, especially the D5100. When you do upgrade on that Nikon hack, you do upgrade the megabytes per second that the camera is able to, how much information basically that the camera is able to put onto its processing chip. So I think it was stock at like the chip is 16.2 megapixels, but I believe the megabytes per second was like almost 21 megabytes per second. So now that upgrade, actually I upgraded it to 29, basically 30 megabytes per second. So it's more information that's getting into the camera. It's putting a little bit more information on the SD card, which will, ultimately make that run out of space a little bit quicker, but not huge amounts. Big difference from 20 to 29. So, the quality of the picture will be a little bit better. It also had an upgrade for 36 and 54 megabytes per second of information that you can put on the image. But for some reason, the playback mode was not allowing me to be able to see what I have shot. So, for those who got the D51, the Nikon D5100, I really say keep the camera. Go ahead and download this Nikon hack, SimeonPilgrim.com, and you will be pleasantly surprised. I'm so excited to do more video. I've been thinking of ideas all week and last week actually to try to go ahead and come to you with a new music video, or just some static shots, or just out and about, just doing some things with the camera with the new function. Because I mean, really, it was real hard to be able to do a functionality with this camera as far as recording when I didn't have control over the ISO, especially. That was the big thing. But the shutter speed, because it always compensated one for the other. Either the ISO was right, and it was the shutter speed was compensating for that, or vice versa. So now it's at a perfect marriage. I can control it. Important thing, neutral density filters and polarizing is a very important thing, because right now I really kind of don't need it at this time of day. It's kind of getting dusk, and The sun is actually getting ready to go to bed pretty soon, so I really didn't need it. I just wanted to use it basically to bring out a little bit more once I hit the edit button as far as my color grading, just to see what more I can bring out with it. Because I never really shot with my neutral density filters. I usually always, it was so crazy because I never had control over my ISO and my shutter speed, that sometimes the image would be too dark, or it would just, it made my neutral density filters almost irrelevant by not having control over those functions. So really, if you got the D5100, I say keep the camera. It's more than enough that you need to go ahead and do your film production. Also, with this wireless mic, look it up on eBay. It has, I think, another one called Poly. What is the other one? It's Poly Nick or something like that. It's maybe 13 buttons. I mean, I'm saying 13 bucks. I'm sorry, with 2 buttons, a A and B channel fires. If you have 2 lapel mics. Also, with this lapel mic, you can go ahead and hook it up to a PA system. And say if you're recording a speaker and they're making a speech, you can go ahead and hook them up into the mixer as far as the transmitter and the receiver, and then the transmitter, basically have that on them on the microphone, and you will hear them over a loudspeaker or whatnot. So this is knowledge just coming to you with a quick D5100 I guess update and review to hold on to it. It's a great camera. If you was thinking of going to the 5200 or the 5300, right now I say, with this hack, you probably don't need to do that right now. You can stick with this camera, and even though this camera is probably 4 years, 3 years old, as far as in its technology, it's still good. You're going to get clean, pristine images. And as you see, once I begin to go ahead and put the color grade on it, which I think I am when I upload this, I'm not just going to give you a flat picture style, but I'm going to go ahead and put a color grade on it, that you're going to see that it's able to give you a pristine color or whatever you want to edit it as. So once again, this is Knowledge in the Place to Be. Thought I'd come to holler at you, my people. Remember, keep God first, family second, and you third, and in that order. You should never be made last. Hopefully this mic is picking me up real good, and pretty soon we'll be having another video and more videos to come. Speed it up. And the only reason that I didn't or have not been putting the mic or putting videos out is because it was just so frustrating sometimes not being able to control those essential functions. And also what the hack also did, it took off the time restriction, which was 20 minutes with this camera. Like when you're shooting, it only shot 20 minutes at a time, and then it'll cut off. So the hack also uplifted that restriction. So Simeon, please continue. There's a donate button on his page. He's doing this all from the strength, and any contribution to him, is appreciated for us to have these Nikon D5100s, 5200s, 5300s, 32s, 31s, and stuff like that, because what it does is give us a compatibility, unlocking issues that at first we was having problems with. Now we can go ahead and and be better at what we do, more creative at what we do. So to all my filmmakers out there, one love, you know what I mean? Just knowledge. Peace.